Hi guys, welcome back. If you are new, my name is Aleli. Wow, this is so weird. I haven't done this in a while, but I have done one podcast episode, so this would be my second, and I'm looking nervous, but we're just gonna go ahead and do it anyways. Um, but I still don't know what this podcast is called. So if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. Also, I am going to close my bathroom door because I have laundry going on. So, and I don't want you guys to be hearing all that noise. So, 1 second. Okay, guys, I am back. I was kind of like wanting to put some candles, have like an ambience going on, but I feel like it would be too much. But yeah, anyways, let's get started with today's topic. So, what I wanted to talk about in this episode was what is something I wish someone told me when I was younger. And I think there's a lot of things I wish I was told when I was younger, but I think the main thing would have to be you don't have to get up right away. And I say that because there was a time in my life when a lot of things were happening. Um, I was dealing with my sexuality, not knowing who I was. I was just so insecure with myself, within myself. And then my parents were getting divorced, and then my grandma was passing away from cancer. So that was like a lot of things to deal with. And I believe I was like, I think like a senior. No, I was like a junior going into my senior year. I feel like that's when everything was happening. And when I look back at that time in my life, I didn't take a second to breathe. And that's nobody's fault. I just feel like I grew up in such a fast-paced environment being a dancer that I didn't stop to take a second to be okay that not everything is okay. Like I remember one time, this was before my grandma passed away, she and a few of my family members were going out. And I think that was like one of the biggest gatherings before she passed. And I decided not to go because I had a dance practice. And looking back on that now, I wish someone would have told me that I didn't have to go. And I wish I would have told myself I didn't have to go. So I think at that time in my life, I really wish someone just told me that you don't need to get up right away. You don't need to figure it out right now. It's okay to be in this sadness that you are feeling. And I think on one end, I learned so much by being resilient and being very dedicated to all the things I had to do at that time. You know, I was also applying to colleges and things like that. But I also feel like now that I'm going to be 25 in a few months, I'm realizing in my adulthood that it's okay to just kind of take a second and not be okay for a moment, you know? But that is something I wish I told myself or I wish someone told me. But, you know, and I think as I'm growing and as I'm adulting, I'm realizing that if you're not okay in a specific moment in your life, that doesn't mean that something is wrong. That doesn't mean your life is bad. That just means you're going through a period of time where you need to take a second and to breathe. And I kind of thought about this, I believe it was like yesterday, that it's almost like if you get a cut from falling or something and you just put a band aid on it. You don't put any antibiotics, you don't put neosporin on it, you don't clean it, it might still be infected. It's kind of the same thing with our hearts and our mind. If we don't take a second to really dissect, I know it kind of sounds like very deep, but like if you don't take a second to dissect and really understand what you are feeling, those feelings are just going to keep coming up and up until it is fixed or talked about or healed. So, yeah, I know that this is probably a very deep conversation to have for my second episode, but that is just who I am. I love having deep, raw conversations. Um, and yeah, I think that if you are watching this, I want you to know that you don't need to have it all together right now. Like if you are going through um like your parents are getting divorced, you don't know what you want to do in college, you are dealing with, you know, not sure what career path to take, or just something really tragic happened in your life, I want you to know that you need to take time to figure it out and to heal and to process your emotions. And it's not a bad thing. You know, sometimes you need to put yourself first and your needs first, because you are important just as everyone else in this road is important. Your heart, your mind, and your soul is so important. So please take care of yourself. um but yeah, I think that is what I wish someone would tell me, and I hope this message inspires you if you're watching this at home, to know that it's okay, it's going to get better, and life at the end of the day is never going to be easy. Life wasn't created that way. I think God created life to be a lot of ups and a lot of downs and a lot of, you know, mundane things, but that's what makes life so beautiful. You know, because if we always had something good, then we wouldn't be able to learn from all the bad things that happen in life, you know? But I think that's all for that topic. That was a very deep topic, but yeah, but before I end this episode, I kind of want to end each podcast with playing a little game. And at home, you guys can answer these questions down below. So I have this game here, and it is called Unpack That Therapy in a Box. Can't really see it. I'm going to maybe get a little close up. So let's see. And I realized I probably wasn't looking at the camera, but that's okay. I'll learn for next time. So I am going to, let me see if I can find just a question that's like a general question that anyone can answer. I'll answer this question for myself, and then you guys at home can answer it down below in the comments. And 1 second, let me put the mic down. I like this one. Okay, we're going to do this one. So I have a reflection question, and this is what it says. When was the last time you were proud of yourself? Let's see. So I'm going to answer this for myself. I think the last time I was proud of myself, let's see. That's a hard one because I think lately I've been kind of struggling with being proud of myself and seeing all the good things that I've accomplished. When was the last time I was proud of myself? It's a hard question because I don't really know. I need a second. Okay, I think the time, the last time I was proud of myself would have to be when I decided to get on anti-anxiety medication. And I say that because I think my whole life I've been so against it and so against getting help in that way that when I finally got on it, it's like I was able to see life so differently. And I am proud of myself that I took the chance to try something, even if I was scared of the outcome. And I think that's something we can all learn from, is that even if something scares you, it might be the best thing for you. Like, you know, if you're scared to go for a job interview because you don't know the outcome, you don't know if you're good enough. That job might be what kickstarts your career, you know? Or for example, you're scared of putting yourself out there when it comes to being more outspoken or being more confident in your voice. If you never take that step, you're always going to stay in the sidelines and never be bold enough, you know? So I think doing things that scare you in a healthy way, of course, will better your life and will better you as a person. But yeah, I think that is my answer. So let me know in the comments because I would love to hear when was the last time you were proud of yourself. And if no one has told you yet, I am so proud of you. You're doing an amazing job. All right, guys, I think this is the end of this podcast for this episode. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any ideas, topics that you guys want me to talk about. I am very excited to get this podcast going, and hopefully I have some guests on here. That would be really fun. All right, guys, I hope you have a beautiful and amazing day. Bye.